Ravi? How is the Josh? Hi, sir. How is the Josh? Hi, sir. I said, how is the Josh? Hi, sir.
To the point. There is no unnecessary exaggeration or redundancy in the content. What are the things that we are required to keep in mind? Instead of projecting the OLQs in the form of words, it has to be projected.
Let me tell everybody that Kunal Maharana has been selected for the Naval Technical Entry. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And Kunal Maharana met me long time back when I carried out his assessment, and I had given him some suggestions, and after a long gap he gives me a call after his medical. In fact, he has sent a message through one of his friends that he has been recommended, and then I got his call when he was finally selected, cleared his medicals also. I'd like to tell you, Kunal had not taken any package of proper coaching from me. I had carried out a very, very detailed analysis about him, and I had told him that what all qualities he needs to improve and where he is fit, where he needs improvement. He followed in letter and spirit. Even what he says, that I had told him that if you improve these quality, nobody can reject you. That's what he reminded me, because I keep assessing a lot of people, and sometimes you tend to forget, and sometimes even there are similar names also. He has been listening to my videos also, which have really benefited him. And for a person like me, it's a great pleasure to know when a candidate gets success through whatever means he is connected with me. Now, I hand over mic to Kunal Maharana. Congratulations to him and his parents also. He is son of a Air Force Subedar Major. He will tell you, I think that is called Master Warrant Officer.
Yes,
Am I
sir.
right?
Right. Yes, sir. Right, sir.
Yeah. In Army, it is equivalent to Subedar Major. Very prestigious rank. And he has done proud to his parents. Yeah, very nice, Kunal. Yeah, now you explain to the listener how you have been benefited adhering to my instructions. Yeah, please.
So, hello viewers. As sir had already mentioned, I'm Kunal Maharana, a son of a retired Master Warrant Officer, and recently I have got recommended for Naval Electrical Entry, that is SSC Electrical for the Navy, and I got to know about sir through one of my friends. He suggested me to take up a free assessment, a free analysis, basically provided by sir. So, considering his suggestion and being a true defense aspirant, I decided to go for this. And when I applied for the free assessment provided by Colonel Rajvir sir, he was quite polite and considerate enough to take up my assessment a bit earlier than other pending works, because my SSB was scheduled in some nearby date. So he took out some time for me, and I am quite grateful for that. And then he um, then he did, in a very detailed manner, he assessed each and every response that has been provided by me in the dossier that he provided. And after going through each and every response of the psychological test and taking a small interview of mine, he gave the feedback that as a candidate, I have the potential to be an officer in the Indian Armed Forces. However, there were certain areas which he guided me upon, where I needed to work so that my chances of getting selected would definitely increase. And considering the feedback that sir provided, I worked upon it. It was not something that happened over a night. It took me around 4 to 5 months to work upon it, and the result is in front of you that I have got recommended.
Yeah, Kunal, which are the videos? What are your comments on that?
Yes, sir. As far as your videos are concerned, the best thing which I liked about your videos is that they are quite short. Like, we all know that in today's time, everyone is quite busy, but at the same time, it becomes important to take out time for our own goals and aspirations. And in that case, the duration of the video plays a very important role. And the best thing about your videos are that the content provided, the knowledge shared is to the point. There is no unnecessary exaggeration or redundancy in the content. The to the point content makes it easier for the viewers to understand and analyze what is required to be done. So I would definitely recommend the viewers to look up to your videos, to watch and analyze the videos in case if they are doing self preparation just like I have done.
Any particular video which you recollect?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There are plenty of videos. Like, I have listed it down. Just a minute. So, when you gave me the analysis, you gave my analysis. You told me that I needed to work upon my reading habits. So there was a video in your playlist regarding reading. So when we take up a book, what are the things that we are required to keep in mind while reading the books, both in general to make it a part of our life, at the same time, how important what are the important questions that can be asked from those books in the SSB. So there's one particular dedicated video regarding reading, and followed by, since I possess a hobby of cooking, so there is a dedicated video for cooking as a hobby, that what are the questions that we need to keep in mind, which we need to explore as far as performing in the personal interview is concerned, followed by the psychological tests in which you give me the assessment, in which you assessed my responses. You told that overall, as a if my stories were presented as a fresher candidate, then I would have got easily recommended. However, being a repeater, the expectations from the by the assessors are quite high. So in order to work upon it, I went through your videos of TAT review and TAT analysis, in which I understood that the main content of the story that we write, it has to be logical, it has to be to the point. Instead of projecting the OLQs in the form of words, it has to be projected in the form of actions. The way we are writing the statement, that should project the OLQs. And the steps, basically the steps that we are going to follow in order to solve an issue or in order to fulfill a purpose in the TAT, that thing became very clear by watching your videos. And PIQ, I would say that PIQ is the red data book of a candidate. So the video that you have put for the PIQ, that each and every information that we put in the PIQ has to be authentic. And since it represents a candidate before entering into the interview room or to the psychologist without seeing the candidate in physical, so the data that we provide, it has to be really authentic, and we should take guarantee of each and every information that we provide.
Okay, that's nice. And I'm very sure after the selection, candidate is slightly at a very easy and very comfortable position. Sometimes it becomes very difficult to remember also. And I feel that you can share some of your experiences which you like to mention to the other candidates, which you feel are worth mentioning, which you experienced during this particular SSB when you got selected. Anything which you want to share?
Okay, sir. So, sir, this was the conference that I attended after almost more than 1 year. Like, my last conference that I attended was in 2020. Then, followed by that conference, I got screened out twice for the AFCAT and once for the Coast Guard. So,
It means it was your fifth chance when you have made it.
sir, it is actually my eighth chance. Like, after four conference outs and three screen outs, I got
Wonderful.
recommended. I got recommended
Let
in
the
the eighth
viewers
attempt.
know that you got selected in the eighth chance.
Yes, sir.
Very
Yes, sir.
nice.
So,
So truly you have brought out things. Very nice.
so if I have to start with my journey of SSB, then let me tell the whole story in a brief manner. So my journey for SSB started back in 2015 when I passed out from my 12th class. The first attempt that I attended was for 10 plus 2. Followed by that, there were several SSBs for NDA, for CDS also. And after four consecutive conference outs, then I got screened out twice for the AFCAT entry. And again after that I got screened out for the Coast Guard, and as a candidate I felt that getting screened out after consecutive conference outs was more painful. So this time, for particularly for this SSB, my strategy was, I was earlier I realized that I was too much into overthinking, and this is something which I have also admitted in the dossier which you provided for the assessment, that I was too much into overthinking. I always kept very high self expectations from
Yeah, I
myself.
remember you told me that everywhere, whenever situation come, I do a lot of overthinking,
Yes, yes,
and
exactly, sir.
I suggested you how to overcome all this.
Yes, sir. And the first thing that you told me was to get into reading only.
Yes,
So I started reading, and that eventually helped me a lot. And so after the three screen outs, my strategy for this particular attempt was, I decided I would go with the absolute free mind without any burden in my mind, because the SSB is a test that puts the candidate into pressure, and when we put ourselves under more pressure, then the things become miserable for us. So in order to avoid that, I decided that I will attend this attempt with a very free mind, with the absolute free manner, without having any fear of failure or any fear of the outcome. So that is something that helped me a lot. And apart from that, since I was into reading, so reading made me calm from inside. Apart from that, I also watched videos on YouTube of Brahma Kumaris, so that also helped me to make myself calm and composed from inside. And I would say that the main strategy in order to clear, or basically in order to perform the best in the SSB, would be to keep the mind calm and composed without thinking about the outcome. Outcome kuch bhi ho, if you are a leader, you are required to accept whatever the outcome is, be it in your favor or against you. So that is something that helped me, be it psychological test where I performed absolutely without thinking any preconceived responses, or without thinking anything about my previous attempts. Whatever the picture came, I observed it for the given amount of time, and accordingly I gave my responses. And the same strategy I followed in the WATs, SRTs as well. SD is something which we have to prepare beforehand, and this needs to be changed attempt to attempt. Like if there is a gap of 3 months or 4 months, then accordingly our strengths or weaknesses may also change. So accordingly, we need to update the self description, followed by the interview, the personal interview portion. And that also, as you suggested, that work on your reading, be it reading of novels or self-help books, or be it reading the newspaper articles and the current affairs. That thing also helped me, because I was not anxious at the time of interview. And as I mentioned, that I was calm and composed from inside, so this time I was also able to um, answer all the rapid fire questions in the proper sequence without forgetting anything. And as far as the GTO tasks is concerned, there, apart from our individual performance, the group dynamics also plays an important role. So I realized that since I became much more calm and composed, I was able to gel up more. I was able to gel up well with the group members, even in the off hours also. Of course, being a defense brat, gelling up with the people is not a very big issue for me. However, as far as performance in the SSB is concerned, there the agenda is to achieve the group target, not the individual performance. Individually, of course, we are being tested by the GTO, but that is not our matter of concern. We are required to achieve the group target, and so my focus was also there. And during the projective group task or the half group task also, this time I was very much focused towards performing the task instead of showing the GTO that, sir, I am capable of doing this. And even when one or two of my group members were breaking the rules, I was the one who used to make them aware that, brother, you are breaking the rule, please make sure it doesn't happen again. So in this way, I would say that overall in all the three techniques I performed very well, and eventually I got recommended.
wonderful. Uh, Any unique thing which happened like during your course of SSB or in medicals, which you like to mention to listeners?
So, as far as any unique thing is concerned, yeah, there was one thing. Like this time during the evening hours, we and some of my friends, we used to spend time in the temple. Like earlier in any of my attempts, I never visited any of the temple in the SSB area. Like it was not like that I did not wanted to. Maybe I did not think of it, but all this time I don't know what happened. Maybe the scenario was like that, or it's just that we came across the temple, so we all decided, let us spend our evening in the temple and sit in silence for some time. That would enhance our performance. And since I have been playing harmonium during my school days, so there I got the opportunity to play harmonium after 11 years. So that was a very wonderful experience that I had. Like last time I played harmonium was in 2010 in the school, and it is 2021. So before the conference happened, we used to spend time in the temple, and after the conference, the enthusiasm to spend time in the temple and to play harmonium increased a lot, since we will be staying there for medicals as well. So that was a unique experience that I had.
Very nice. Any problem you faced in the medicals, or any of your colleague who got selected faced any medical problem?
No, sir. By the grace of God, all four of us got recommended from that batch, and we all four are fit.
Okay, that's very nice. And I think your point should be able to your point should be able to convey to the listener that if they adhere to even assessment
Yes, sir.
very carefully, very religiously, because the assessments, generally my assessment lasts almost 45 minutes to 1.5 hours also, and it is in a detail, very religiously. I go into each and every aspect of the course, and whatever details have been filled up by individual, and I really enjoy doing assessment. By now I must have assessed lot of people, and it was a matter of great joy when you gave me a call that you have followed instruction very religiously. I really felt very happy. And I really felt that yes, it means I did justice when I was assessing you. And I think I have told you that if you improve on these few aspects, I think nobody can stop you from getting recommended. Once again, I congratulate you and thanks for sparing time. This is the best time now available to you in life. Enjoy
Yes, sir.
before going to training.
Yes,
This
yes.
time will never come. This is the best time of the life. And congratulations to your parents.
Thank you,
And
sir.
very nice. Do well. Be a successful officer. God bless you.
Yes, sir. So one last thing I would like to say, as far as you just mentioned about the religiously following the assessment portion. So to be honest, I particularly kept your assessment in mind. In fact, I would say that the assessment played major role than the videos. Of course, your videos are also good, but the assessment that you provided was the major benchmark for me, for based on which I improved myself. So yes, and you did not force me to take up any of your courses. You kept the decision on me that if you feel that you need guidance, then definitely you are open to come here, yeah, join me. But as your assessment was very detailed, to help the candidates identify the weak points, or the areas to which required to be worked upon. So I would say that thanks a lot for the assessment that you provided, sir.
God bless you. Take care. Be a successful officer in future. Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir.
If you have liked this video, kindly share and subscribe. And in case you have got any queries, kindly post them in the comment box.